In a previous video, I dealt with using the remote keyboard switch to play the Roland FA-06 from a remote keyboard. And we pointed out to you that the main advantage of that was to be able to use the internal arpeggio and to have it behave exactly as it would to its own natural internal keyboard. A user posted on that video requesting that I show you how to use a keyboard onto the Roland FA-06 to give you a completely different tone. And in fact, you can stack up as many keyboards as you have if you want to play a different sound on each one. Now there's several ways to do this. The hardware solution is simply to plug the MIDI keyboard that you want to use, the output of that one, into the input of your Roland FA-06. Now, if you have a switch on your keyboard that will change its MIDI channel, you can have all the different channels programmed with different sounds already in your sequencer, and while playing your external keyboard, you can quickly switch the channel and that will switch your tone. Alternatively, if you want to leave your external keyboard at a fixed MIDI channel and you want to change your tone internally, all you have to do is to select the sequencer screen, and then you can put your cursor on the particular channel and pressing all the buttons or rotating the wheel to change the channel to whatever you want it to be. The other way to do this, particularly if you want to have split keyboards, either the internal keyboard split or the remote keyboard split, I'm calling it the remote keyboard, but actually it's the MIDI keyboard that's plugged, or MIDI controller that's plugged into your FA-06. So you want to be able to change the sound. You can have a different studio set, and you can have your layering, you can have your splitting, all programmed into your studio set. Right now I have the keyboard that's going in set on the piano sound, and I have the internal keyboard of the Roland FA-06 set on the strings. You can do them whatever you want. You can change the internal keyboard by changing the tones here, providing that the cursor is on the part that's playing the internal sound. Or you can change your external keyboard by rotating the MIDI channels. For example, here's my channel knob on my MIDI controller, and if I rotate it to, say, 8 or 9, I can get all sorts of different tones by changing my MIDI channel, because those tones have been programmed into the sequencer for that particular channel number. Now, if all this sounds a little strange to you, we'll show you in a minute, but you're going to have to plug in your keyboard and practice this for it to make sense. Okay? Right now I've got this set on channel 1, and I'm going to do all of the changes from in here in the sequencer and mixer, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But right now we are back to our original sound. Alright, if you look there at your sequencer, you'll see your 16 MIDI tracks there on the right, on the left in green it says MIDI, and you can rotate this thing up and down using the up and down buttons to whichever track you want. And once it's on the track, rotating the wheel will change the tone. So that would be one way to change the tone associated with the channel that you want to change. And whatever one it happens to be on at the moment is the one that the keyboard, internal keyboard, will play. So if I bring it down here, wherever the cursor line is highlighted, that is the tone that the internal keyboard will be playing, and the tone that the other one will be playing is the external keyboard, the one that's coming in by MIDI. That will be whatever channel it's on. As you can see, the top one there is playing. And if you want to adjust the relative levels between the two keyboards, you can press Shift and Mixer, and then you get the mixer view that looks like a classic channel mixer, and you can adjust levels and different things there from your mixer screen. You want to go back to your sequencer screen, you can press the sequencer, press the Shift button to bring up the menu, and press the sequencer, and you're back to your sequencer. So it's all relatively easy to do for anybody that knows MIDI and is willing to experiment. You can't break it or damage it in any way, because you just turn off your keyboard and turn it back on, and it doesn't save anything unless you deliberately save it. That's the beauty of this system. Nothing is saved unless you deliberately save it. So you can have fun and then still get back whatever you want before, and when you've got it right, then you can save it. Now if we go all the way up here to the studio set, see where that's highlighted now with white on the studio set, you can rotate the wheel to get any studio set, and you have a large number of user memories that you can program your own studio set into. Okay, so guys, so there you have it, short and sweet. You can in fact play your MIDI channels from external keyboard. Even though your keyboard may only be able to send one channel, you can link them up so that you can play more than one tone. So we'll show you that in another video, but for right now, have fun and enjoy your Roland FA-06. It really is a wonderful machine. See you in the next video.